Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my third secondary students. Welcome to a new lesson for your book, The Traveler 5. And today, as you can see, we have listening, vocabulary, and grammar. So what we learned today, our objectives are three. As you can see, number one, practice listening and answering multiple choice questions. Number two, identify the differences between British and American English. And three, practicing modal verbs in real context. So number one, I call on you for now to get your headphones ready, because we're going to soon listen to a conversation about a Sheila. Sheila is a psychic, means she has a sixth sense. She can predict and see the future. So she's a strange case. So I'm going to play for you on two slides the audio file, so you have to take notes and listen. And for number two, we're going to identify the differences between a British and American English. We know that American and British English are different in three things, in sometimes in the spelling, and in also using some words like city center and downtown. Also, they're different in the accent. And for number three, we're going to do some kind of practice about the modal verbs in real context. Modal verbs like must, can, could, and other related modal verbs to obligation, permission, and request. If you take a look at this picture to the right, it's about the future. So if you imagine the future, maybe after 50 years, maybe after 100 years, you could see there are hoovers in the sky. People already started to use hoovers for cameras, also for taking films. Maybe we could use hoovers for transportation, and also we can see maybe there will be in the future buildings and cities on top of mountains, because our population is growing bigger and bigger. So we're short of the land, so we need to go on mountains, or they're going to be cities under the water, or under the seas, or under the oceans, because we know that 4/4 of the earth is filled with water. So if the land is filled with people, maybe people will start going under the water to build cities because they don't have space. There'll be robots. If you see, there's a small robot here at the bottom right corner. They're going to be robots to help us do some kind of irrigation, or robot drivers, or cars will drive by themselves, and you can actually predict too much about the future. I'm going to play this for you. Please listen to Sheila.
Hello and welcome to our show. Today we have a very special guest named Sheila Rogers. Sheila claims to possess unique psychic gifts, and through her talent, she recently helped the police find a missing girl lost in the woods. Tell us, Sheila, how did this all come about?
Hi, Ronald. Well, it all started some time ago while I was listening to a reporter speaking about a missing girl, Mary Payne. As he spoke, I saw the image of a small lake, followed by an old building, tall trees, and a sign. I could feel the little girl's emotions, almost as if I were sharing them. I sensed being in an unfamiliar place and feeling alone and scared.
Wow, that must have been a very strange experience.
Indeed it was. It was a shock to see a place that I had never been to. It was at once both frightening and fascinating. I didn't know the girl, but the images I received were so clear and real.
So you decided to go to the police. What happened next?
I told them my story. Of course, they had their doubts at first. I told them what the girl looked like and that she was very scared. I could see her by the lake, and I gave a description of the lake as well as of the old building next to it. Can you see anything on the sign? They asked. I can only see initials, I replied. The letters O and M.
And your story finally proved correct, right?
Fortunately, yes. Mary was eventually found next to a lake by the old mill building. in a location matching my description. She was later returned, a bit upset, but okay, to her very happy and thankful mother.
So that was the first part, and in the first part here, Sheila was asked about her vision and how does she do that, and the second vision, what did she see, and in the third vision, how did the police, react when Sheila told her her story, and also in the second part, Sheila saw a sign, and was it a sign of old mill, 2 letters, and in the name of the missing girl. And finally, Sheila's vision led to the police to the where they found Mary, or helped Mary find her way home, or led Mary's mother to where Mary was. And here are the answers as we have listened. In the first one, Sheila says her vision was like a reality, so it was like she was with the girl Mary for real. And the second one, in her vision, Sheila spoke to the missing girl like she was with her. And then the police, reacted first to Sheila's story. They were uncertain and wanted more information. And for 4, Sheila saw 2 letters. They were O and M, only 2 letters. They were initial letters. Sheila's vision finally led the police to the place where they found the little girl Mary. So Sheila has, sixth sense. She can see things. She can predict, things in the future. So the police asked for her help, and then she made an interview with the man that he made the interview. Now let's talk about the American and the British English. As you can see, the Americans write theater ending with RE, center ending with RE, and color, like also honor, they write it OUR. While the Americans in their spelling, they write theater the opposite. It's not RE like the British, they write it ER, theater, center, and color. So most of the time for color and honor and such words like these, Americans don't write the U, they just write the O. And British pronounce it theater, center, color, but the Americans pronounce theater, center, and color. That is for the spelling and the pronunciation, but also American and British English are different in uses of some vocabulary. Americans say downtown, British say city center. Americans say subway, British say underground, sidewalks, pavements, apartment, flat, fries, chips, soccer, football, fall, autumn, college, university, major in, study. So these are the differences of the people. So you can recognize them either from their accent or their spelling or the words they use. So if you go downtown, it means you're American. If you go to the city center, you are British. Now let's use these words, and this is taken from your workbook, as you can see here. Sorry for that, you didn't see this? Okay, so complete the passage with the British equivalent of the words in bold and make any necessary changes. So I'm going to read for you first from the passage from 1 to 9. My name is Danny, and my life is rather boring. I live downtown, and every day I go to work by subway. Of course, I can always walk to work, but the sidewalks are usually very crowded, and I don't like being pushed and shoved. My apartment is quite small, but I have a nice view of a city. I don't usually have time to cook, so I usually grab something like a sandwich and fries to eat. When I do have some free time, I like to go shopping at a mall or play soccer with friends. In the fall, I am thinking of going back to college because I want to major in economics. So if we change the words here from American to British, so Americans say downtown, while British say city center, subway, underground, sidewalks, pavement, And for apartment, flat, fries, chips, soccer, football, fall, autumn, college, university, and major in study. And here are the answers for you. So downtown goes into city center, underground for the subway, and sidewalks for the payment. And as we have finished, chips, football, autumn, university, and study. Now, as you can see here in front of you, we got different modal verbs, and other maybe call them auxiliary verbs, others maybe call them helping verbs. Should, could, would, will, may, can, ought to, might, may, must, and have to or has to. These are modal verbs. In every modal verb, there is another verb in the infinitive. So should go, should eat, could drink, could play, could write, would see, would watch, will run, may go, can see, and so on. So how do we use these modal verbs to express permission, advice, obligation, or ability? So let's read about this. Could expresses general ability in the past. Was were able to, they express ability in a particular situation in the past. So good is all about you could do something in the past, so you're able to do something in the past. But was or were and able to, they express also ability in the past, but at a particular, or in particular situations. As for might, may, and could, they're more formal, they're more, academic than can when used for asking permission. And I always tell my students, don't say, can I go to the bathroom? Because this is informal and it does not really make sense. But it's better to say permission because, it's more polite to say and more formal and expresses permission. May I go to the bathroom? Could I go to the bathroom? As for would and could, they are also more formal than will and can be used for making requests. So you are asking for things. Would you like to give me a glass of water? Could you open the door? These are requests. And they're very formal and also polite and better than using, will you give me something? Will you open the book? Will you open the door? They're not very formal. And as for had better is very strong or stronger than should, okay? And ought to. Actually, we have must on the top, and then we have had better, and then we have ought to, and then we have should. So it has some kind of obligation. It's stronger than should. Should has some kind of obligation. Ought to is stronger than should, and had better is stronger than ought to and should. But the strongest, which is, must, expresses obligation coming from how the speaker feels, while have to express obligation coming from external factors. Must is about law, is about, rules, is about routine. And people say in English, when you don't want to discuss anything like rules, you say it's a must. So it's the strongest obligation. Now let's read the sentences and circle the correct answers. So you have two possible answers. The meaning will help you, the permission, the formal use, and also the degree of obligation. So let's see. And also, of course, the meaning. Must I interrupt you? Sure. Or may I interrupt you? Okay? This is very rude and there's no obligation here. So, of course, we say, may I interrupt you? Sure. 2. They should or they might make their reservations soon. Otherwise, the hotel will be full. So, what do we say here? 3. I've got really bad toothache. You should go to the dentist, or you need go to the dentist, or you need to go to the dentist. Of course, you should go to the dentist. You must not, or you don't have to wear a suit and a tie. The dinner party is not formal, so it means you can wear anything. 5. I can't see the floor anymore. You really owe to clean this room or might clean this room. So the room is very dirty. There's no question about it. You can't even see the color of the tiles because it's full of dirt. So which one is stronger? 6. Could you or should you please turn down the volume? I'm trying to concentrate on my homework. 7. You must not or you need not use your mobile phone during the examination. It's against the rules. So it's about rules and law. So what do we say? Need or must? 8. I ought to or I had to go to the bank yesterday to cash a check. 9. I was sitting so far away from the speaker that I couldn't hear him very well. 10. You had better not wake up late again, or you don't have to wake up late again, or you will lose your job. Here are the answers based on what we just said. May I is more formal and expresses, permission. They should, because it's stronger than might. Why? Because if you don't do this now, you will lose any reservation. 3. I got a really bad toothache. You should go to the dentist. We can't say you should need go to the dentist because you need to go. So you should go to the dentist. You must not or you don't have to. We don't say you must not because there are no rules here, no strong obligation. You don't have to wear a suit and a tie because the party is not formal. That's what you're meaning. 5. I can't see the floor anymore. You ought to. This is like you must clean this room because it's very, very dirty and the color of the tiles or the floor can be seen because of the dirt. Could you, this is, expresses ability in the past. Could you please turn down, the volume? I'm trying to concentrate on my homework. And also it's a request and it's formal. Could you please? You must not or you needn't use your mobile phone. You must not because it's rule here, law or rule. You must not. If you use your mobile phone in the exam, you'll be, kicked out of the exam and you'll be written out something and you will lose too many marks. I ought to or I had to go to the bank yesterday to cash a check. It means I had to go. All right. I was sitting so far away from the speaker that I couldn't hear him. I wouldn't. It means you don't have a wish here. You're expressing a ability, kind of ability that you couldn't hear him very well. And finally, it's a warning. You had better. It's very strong obligation. You can't say you don't have to. It's not optional here. You had better not wake up late again or you will lose your job. So things are very serious here. So what we have learned today, we got a listening exercise about Sheila, the psychic, the woman that has, some kind of a supernatural gift that she can see the future. We talked about modal verbs and how they express obligation, permission, request, advice sometimes, and also the differences between the American and the British. Either they're different in use of some vocabulary like downtown, city center, subway, underground, or the spelling of some words like center and centa, and also of course between you can recognize the Americans have special accent and the British have a different accent. These are the references and the resources for you to check out. And finally, for more listening information, you can visit our website, you can follow us on Twitter, and you can call us on 24/7 number for any technical issues and support. And thank you for watching this. And until I see you again, have a good day and salam alaikum.